is paid for by Weeby Marketing.
Hey, so
Lawson sends it out to left center field. This ball is hit pretty well. It's traveling, and it's going to get out of here.
Swinging a fly ball, right field. Guess what? It is a grand salami.
And that is launched. And it's gone past the video board.
It's time for On Deck.
The Gators have their biggest inning in over a decade.
So here comes the payoff pitch from Barberi. And did he go? Yes, he did. Strikeout number 16 for the Gators. And Florida does, in fact, get the shutout.
On Deck is shining because of our title sponsor, International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of Florida Gators baseball.
Jocelyn Erickson, welcome to the 200 Club.
And brought to you in part by Titan MRI and Imaging, Meldon Law, Silverback Concrete, Campus USA Credit Union, B&D Electric, Quality Plumbing, Atlantic Roofing, Castaway Hot Sauce, Coke Zero, Holiday Inn University Center, International Gold and Watch Exchange, Miapa Latin Cafe, Ruse Ogra State Farm, and by Spurrier's Gridiron Grill.
Alongside Jeff Cardozo, here's Steve Russell.
Welcome to our final On Deck show of the year. Alongside Jeff Cardozo, I'm Steve Russell. We broadcast from the International Diamond Center studios. International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. We will talk about all things Gator baseball, a little softball, a little SEC, a little MLB too. Don't forget our phone and text line questions brought to you by Titan MRI and Imaging. 3 locations to scan, you better. Our Facebook Live questions brought to you by Meldon Law, the only official injury and accident law firm partner of the Florida Gators. YouTube questions brought to you by Silverback Concrete. You stand on it, and we stand by it. Well, it's just seems, Jeff, we started the year in, February, and here we are in June, and we're done, although the College World Series is still going on. Lots to talk about, but it's official now that Florida has a new pitching coach, and certainly the credentials are there.
Yeah, Rich Dorman. Oregon State is a program that had the best earned run average in the country this past year, and he obviously was leading the charge in that. Now, does it translate? You know, it's interesting. You know Eric Thomas, my longtime guy that I hired at Ironwood. He got married this past weekend, and he played at college baseball, and he went into the professional ranks, and Dorman was his pitching coach. So we got to talk a little bit about him. He says he adds a Y to everybody's name. So it'd be like Stevie or Jeffy, although it's already Jeffrey. But so, yeah, like it's Ericy or,
Mikey.
So you have to get used to that, I guess. So that was the thing that he said. But, yeah, just very, even back then, however many years ago that was, just a guy that knew the game and obviously has been an up-and-comer in the ranks. And we'll see if it helps now Florida land a couple of guys in the portal when it's all said and done. And I know a lot of people were hoping something like this would happen. And, give credit to the Gators. They went out and got a guy that, is probably one of the best options out there to go bring in somebody.
Don't forget, if you want to call us, email us, the Titan MRI and Imaging phone line and text line at Titan MRI and Imaging. No insurance is no problem. Titan MRI has same-day scheduling available. Call them up. Start feeling better today. TitanMRI.com. The other thing, Omaha. Jeff, I don't know if you had the same feeling, but just watching that the first day, I thought we should be there.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you think about even the stuff we talked about, it's the easier side of the bracket, at least what you would think. And, you say, okay, well, Florida probably could have handled that guy or done well against that guy. But then, hey, Ole Miss gets beat by Troy after, again, having a lead. And so give Troy some credit for making that happen. Yeah, I think when it's all said and done, you just want to be there and be a part of it and just experience that. But it just shows you how hard it is to really win it. And obviously we know Florida State's never won it all the times they've been there. North Carolina's never won it. Heck, Jim Schlossnagle's never won it. For as good of a coach as everybody talks about him being and what he is, it's really hard to do. You have to get teams that are hot and play well and get good pitching performances. I mean, heck, we'll talk about one in one of the segments here in a little bit that just kind of blew me out of the water, just like seeing the way that it went out. But you never know. But it would be fun to be there.
And watching Texas that first game, they did some just, throwing the ball away, just very un-Texas things.
Yeah, and again, Georgia did it against Dylan Volantis, who was right there with Aiden King for SEC Pitcher of the Year. So you never know how it's going to get handled. I mean, West Virginia, their guy was Conference Pitcher of the Year, gives up 2 in the first to North Carolina, and then shuts them out for 7 more. And it's just it is fascinating who can handle it, who figures it out, who does things the right way, who gets the breaks. The one thing that continues to maybe be an issue, and we saw it in that North Carolina game, is, and I remember watching it, they don't water right in front of home plate. So it gets really, really hard there. So you're seeing a lot of high chops, just Baltimore chops, get over kids' heads, and it plays differently. I don't know if that's something that they need to look into because.
Are you not a fan of that?
No, because plays are happening that don't happen during the regular year.
Okay.
So it's completely, unless you're one of these stupid teams that play on turf, and then you're
just
chopping it into the ground.
I was going to mention that.
But it's just, to me, it's different on the natural grass. So I think the surface is, maybe a challenge, and you just have to figure out how to play it. But again, that's hey, the more times you're there, the more you understand that. I think you play it differently.
All right, let's do our team of the week, brought to you by B&D Electric. B&D Electric, your home's electrical system, is always game day ready. From repair and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver every time. Schedule today at www.bdelectric.com. Team of the week.
Yeah, I'll give it to North Carolina. Obviously, I think they were the favorite to win that side of the bracket, and they're the 2-0 team, and you give them a lot of credit. It's a team that's had a lot of late game heroics, but then they got it going early yesterday, like they needed to make it happen. Now, I still don't think they win. I still think Georgia's probably going to win it all with the way that they're going, but they've got a really good team on the back end of games, guys at the bottom of the order that are contributing. West Virginia kind of doing the same thing, but yeah, I think North Carolina right now is they're playing really, really well, and you could give it to maybe Oklahoma too. I mean, the way that they've played down the stretch. I mean, I guess if we're talking about just an entire week for what they did in the Super Regional to get to this point and get to Omaha, I mean, we would never seen that coming. For those who don't know, we were in Norman, and Florida took 2 out of 3, and when we both left, we just thought, Oklahoma's got no shot here. Yeah. And give them, they were on the mat, and they got up, and here they are. My team is Troy just because, okay, they weren't expected to even get to a regional. They got one. They weren't expected to win a regional. They won it. They weren't expected to win a super regional. They won it. And now they've won a game in Omaha. What a year. What a year for that program. Probably will never be, let's be realistic, okay? It'll probably never be done again. So whatever this group is doing, and, we saw, Jeff, Janicki, I never heard of him until we saw him. Yeah. And he's arguably a top 5 pick next year. Yeah, hit a homer again yesterday to help him out. Crazy. So our Coach of the Week, brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union, putting some star power to work in your financial life for 90 years. Campus USA Credit Union. People might not like me, but I really like what Wes Johnson is doing with that Georgia team. They're playing loose. They're having a good time. They're loose. They're sour gummies and doing all these things. And that was from a trip to Buc-ee's. And they all bought a bunch of those long sour things, and now they're making it a big deal. But I think, to me, the teams that get to Omaha and play like that, and they're goofing off and they're having a good time, I think are the ones that are more successful. So I think you've got a coach that has been tutored by a whole bunch of really good professional coaches, college coaches. He's kind of bought his time and then went to the professional level, and Georgia took a chance on him. And he doesn't really show a whole bunch of emotion. He lets the guys be the guys that they are, and I think they're just really playing well for him. So for a Georgia team that has kind of been knocking on the door, I think they have figured out how to go about it now the right way, and they're letting them be that way, and it's obviously paying off. It's funny, Jeff, because I'm a big history guy. Georgia was the first SEC school to win a championship.
And former Gator assistant Steve Weber did that when he was at Georgia. And, they've been before, but they've been kind of up and down, kind of the graph of up and then down. I was worried about Georgia because of how they mashed at home. And I thought, if that ballpark plays big, if the wind is blowing in, they're going to have trouble. Well, guess what? They didn't. And they can get your runs. Their pitching was a lot better, at least in the first game, than I thought it was going to be. And you're right. They're not playing tight. They're playing really loose. I think they got a great chance to win this thing.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for that. And I think even, I don't know, just look at some of the and winning helps. If it's your win, you're going to goof off more, and if you're not doing well, then it's not going to look as good. But I think even the times where it's not going all that well, if you're the same type of coach and the same type of personality, and you don't allow, I guess, maybe the players to take on that personality, then I think you're more prone to come back. But if you're playing tight because now all of a sudden the coach is acting tight and it's like, oh my gosh, we're down. What are we going to do? No, just be the same guy. Like hey, give a little rally speech to the team and say, hey, I still believe in you. Let's go do this and go do it. And I think, sometimes different personalities, especially this day and age, and maybe it was different back when I played 20-something years ago, but I think the kids more need a little bit of that. And there's times where you got to get on them, times where you've got to, be stern, and certainly if you see things going the wrong way, but you're now in the College World Series. I mean, you've worked really, really hard to get there, so whatever worked, whatever didn't work, like you've got to understand at this point and just let them play.
Let's get a call here. Bernard, hello.
Hey, man, how you guys doing? Hey, man, I got to be honest. I hate those SEC schools, man. Only one I pull for is Florida. I'm pulling for Troy. Steve, ever since you interviewed the coach and he said they stopped off in Tallahassee to get some need, I bet they was at a Golden Corral, man. Hey, but check this out. I turned yesterday to the game. They were down, I believe, 6-2 to Ole Miss. And that Janicki, that guy had a outstanding at bat. But, Jeff, to you the pitching guy, Troy rolls up a lot of left-handed hitters. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a good left-handed pitcher, you in trouble against them from what I've seen. So with Florida starting Cooper Walls in that last game, Florida really didn't have a chance, man, unless you got some superior stuff. When Peterson didn't win the first game, Florida was probably done after that. Do you agree or disagree?
Well, one, Florida didn't have an option to start a lefty because that's just the roster management. They didn't have a left-handed arm to be able to go. So you have to start. So I don't disagree with them starting Cooper Walls in that moment. But I also think you have to give Troy a lot of credit because their hitters did a great job of going to left field. And we even saw it in the game yesterday. Like they're not trying to pull off on balls. They understand it's a heavy lefty lineup, and their approach is to, hey, still hit the ball to left field, especially later in the count. So I don't know if a lefty would have mattered either way, and I think we saw that even with what they were able to do against Ole Miss late in that ball game. So I think Troy is just playing well. They have more transfers on that team than anybody in the College World Series. So it's a lineup that, I think were a lot of dudes that didn't get opportunities to play at bigger schools, or they were at bigger schools and they just never played, and the coaches said, screw you, get out of here. Like the guy that threw against us, he was at Kentucky, and he ends up coming down to Troy. So I think it's a group that is really hungry, and they're playing well.
Hey, man, go Troy. I'm going to let you guys. I think that Troy coach, we're going to be hearing from him. I think he's headed for big things. You guys take care and have a great day, okay?
Yep, Bernard, thank you. We'll take a break, come back. Our final on deck. We want to hear from you. You're listening on WRUF.
Gator baseball is in full swing, and the road to Omaha runs through WRUF.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
It's never fun being injured, and with summer on the way, the last thing you want is lingering pain holding you back. Good news, you don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City, being pain-free is a short drive away, and they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable. And when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. Wait, is that Ronaldinho? Ronaldinho, you think Brazil will win it all this summer?
Claro que sí.
Can I just say, you're my favorite player, ever.
Bet all of soccer's biggest matches this summer on Hard Rock Bet. And keep your cool in case you run into Ronaldinho. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and back your country. Roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
On Deck continues. Right here on WRUF.
At International Diamond Center, don't settle for a knockoff diamond. We can get the best diamonds at the best prices for quality, selection, and value. International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. Welcome back to our final on-deck show of the year. Jeff Darrell says, speaking of the Tar Heels, every time the relief pitcher comes in with the glasses, I think of the movie Major League and Wild Thing.
He's pretty dorky. Yeah, these are actually like he's not even trying to hide it. I mean, it literally looks like he's from Revenge of the Nerds or something going out there. But dude's got a nasty slider.
Yes,
and
he does.
Whatever it works. Yeah, you think they'd refit him to some glasses that didn't look as bad, but maybe he likes to own it.
I think he does.
More power to him.
I get that sort of vibe.
Yeah,
he does like to own it. Carl, either of you see the balk call in the Troy game yesterday? Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, he hadn't been called on a balk in his career. So I don't know. Listen, I could disagree or agree, but I mean, some guy saw something and you just got to, it made a difference. So you got to just take that into account.
Okay, we got some YouTube comments here. Let's see. I think this is Zach. What chance do you give the Sooners tonight?
0.01. Is that an option?
Wow.
Instead of 0? Yeah, I just think Georgia's good, and I mean we saw both of them in person.
Yeah.
And I just think Georgia's the better team. But listen, you never know. And again, obviously Oklahoma's playing really good right now. So I mean they'll hang in there. I just don't know, especially if it gets into a game where there's a lot of runs being scored. I just don't know if Oklahoma could keep up.
Yeah, but they're playing their best right now.
Sure.
And I think they hang with Georgia. Georgia will beat them, but I think they'll hang. Matthew, we've doubled our NIL, but if other teams also double their NIL, are we still in the same hole?
Yeah, probably a little bit. But then you also have to think about it. Like, do other teams like LSU? Stephen Milam's coming back, which when we were there, remember there was curtain calls and everything else. Nobody in their right mind thought he would come back, but LSU's got donors, and they said, hey, we'll give you this. It's probably better than what you're going to get at the next level, so why not come do this? And obviously they pulled Cade Curlin away from Florida. So that's what you have to think about. Like, and the rumor to me was Cade got $300,000. So are you willing to pay $300,000 for Cade Curlin if you're the Gators? I don't know, because you could probably get somebody else for $150,000, or you really like a freshman that's coming in. Now he's not going to be as good as Cade is probably that first year, but certainly defensively might be more athletic. Maybe not hit as many homers. Remember, Cade's been hurt for 3 years. So you don't know. It's not worth, I think, the risk to give a guy $300,000. But everybody in their right mind's trying to take Brendan Lawson away. So if you would have had, say $400,000 set aside for him, well, now it might cost you $650,000 because other teams are saying, hey, we're going to give you this. So it's up to Lawson to say, no, I'll take that or whatever. So yeah, even though the budget might go up, you now have to pay players more than you probably would have had to pay them before. So I think you got to take that into account.
Yep, and that's the thing that behind the scenes nobody knows. Like, here's your pool, here's your money, but how do you divvy it? And based also on what other teams, as you said, other schools are saying they'll offer somebody.
I mean, don't you think that Aiden King got 15 phone calls already?
If he didn't, they're stupid.
Yeah, and luckily Aiden King's a Gator and his parents were Gators, and he's the kid that I think is going to stay. But it also, I mean, if it got to a point where we've talked a little bit about money, but let's just say Florida, and this isn't the case, but yeah, Gator my whole life, parents are there, I've always wanted to do this. Here's $300,000 from Florida, and now you get a phone call from LSU. Here's $1 million. Like, you got to think about $700,000.
Yes, you do. And you already pitched at Florida. So, all right, Relief Pitcher of the Week brought to you by Castaway Hot Sauce. Hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar. Built by Gators for Gators, Castaway Hot Sauce is available at select Publix supermarkets. Relief Pitcher of the Week.
Well, relief is the what this thing is called, and obviously North Carolina's got a freshman that we saw last night that was really good. Texas has got a freshman that you haven't seen yet. You would expect to see him today with the game on the line, but I'm going to switch this around a little bit and give it to Joey Volchko, who didn't need a relief pitcher. I mean, that's the Georgia guy that shut out Texas. 15 strikeouts and just completely dominated, and he's been up and down, and we saw him in Athens. He was actually really good against the Gators that day.
Yep.
He threw 6 innings. He didn't allow a run, only gave up 2 hits to the Gators, and Florida ended up winning the game late with the bullpen. But yeah, I think that's incredible. It's always fun to see those types of stories, and Joey Volchko did not need a reliever, so
no,
he used his relief himself.
I don't know how we do this, but top 4 teams brought to you by Coke Zero. The new and improved recipe tastes like real Coca-Cola with 0 sugar and 0 calories.
Yeah, when we did this last week, we said it was Georgia, Texas. And to me, those are still the 2 best teams. Texas obviously got beat by Georgia, so now they're behind the 8 ball, and they're trying to figure out what to do. And you, of course, give it to North Carolina. And I still think West Virginia is probably a little bit better than Troy. So if you look at some of the teams left, obviously Oklahoma's in there too. But we'll make it, the 2 that probably are in the driver's seat should be Georgia and North Carolina, the 2-0 teams if Georgia wins again tonight. And then you just got to see who figures it out and whoever wins it.
All right, we'll take a break, come back. More On Deck to come. We'd still like to hear from you, our final On Deck of the year, as you listen on WRUF.
Your home for the Tampa Bay Rays is WRUF.
Looking for a roof you can trust to weather any storm? Atlantic Roofing has been covering North Central Florida for over 20 years. We're a third-generation, locally owned roofing company. From Alachua to Marion, Bradford, Levy, Gilchrist, Columbia, and beyond, we've got your home, your business, and your back. Visit AtlanticRoofing.com or call today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing, where quality rises above.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
It's first pitch time, Alachua County. The field is set, the crowd is buzzing, and baseball season is in full swing. From clutch hits and game-saving catches, baseball brings the passion, teamwork, and pride that unite our community. Whether you're on the field or cheering from the stands, Coke Florida, your local Coca-Cola bottler, is proud to support the moments that bring Alachua County together. Brought to you by Coke Florida, refreshing Florida fans. Here's to a winning season, on and off the field.
Looking for the perfect stay in Gainesville? Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center is just steps from the Swamp, the closest hotel to UF. With 6 stylish floors of brand new everything, we've been completely renovated and fully remodeled for your comfort. Enjoy the best guest services in town, competitive rates, and a location you just can't beat. And don't forget about our rooftop pool. Whether it's game day, graduation, or a Gator getaway, make your stay extraordinary at Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center. Visit us online today for details and booking.
When the late great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Soccer Sticker Fever is here at Miapa. Every Wednesday from 4 to 9 p.m., bring the family for Soccer Sticker Trading Night. Trade the stickers you're missing, pick up albums and sticker packs, and connect with fellow collectors. And kids ages 3 to 10 eat free with a paid adult entree. While the kids enjoy dinner, treat yourself to the best Cuban food north of Miami and delicious Cuban coffee at any of our 6 convenient locations. Miapa Soccer Sticker Wednesdays. Every Wednesday, 4 to 9 p.m.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardozo continues right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
International Diamond Center carries an exceptional assortment of designer engagement rings, wedding bands, luxury watches, and fine jewelry. Locations across Florida right here in Celebration Point in the heart of Gator Nation.
Welcome back to our final On Deck show of the year. You got a question, you got a comment, 392-8255, and you can email srussell@wruf.com. You know, the Mets just took a series from your Braves.
I know.
And I don't know how.
Not even close in a couple of the games.
Yeah, I don't know how, but it happens. Player of the Week, brought to you by Holiday Inn University Center. If you're looking for the perfect stay in Gainesville, Holiday Inn University Center steps away from the Swamp, the closest hotel to UF. Whether it's game day, graduation, or a Gator getaway, make your stay extraordinary at Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center? Ball player of the week.
It's going to be a guy I saw in person. Last week we did the show. I was out in L.A. and I got to see Yamamoto on the mound, and he threw a 2-hitter against the Angels that day. And then in his start the other day, he took a no-hitter in the 9th inning. And it was fascinating watching him because, again, he's Japanese and, obviously Shohei's on the team as well. And being there at Dodger Stadium, it was crazy because just of the influence from like the Asian culture coming in. I mean, there was several like advertisers out on Dodger Stadium that were Japanese brands, like beer brands and other stuff. I'm like, this is kind of crazy. So just the influence. I mean, there were people in the stands wearing Japan jerseys, it's like they all come over to see these guys in LA. So I think it's fitting that they're playing in LA. Like if they were part of the Royals or something, I think it would be totally different. But what Yamamoto was, and it's kind of cool because I never got to see Hideo Nomo, stuff like that. But he'll slow down his motion. He'll be funky. But Steve, the thing that fascinated me most was, and we watched Liam Peterson give up homer after homer and straight fastballs. He had 6 different pitches, and nothing was straight. Everything moved, and we sat about 15 rows behind the plate, so you could see a lot of it. It was great seats. And I mean, Mike Trout, who's one of the best players in the game, just looked completely baffled because he throws him like this little sinker down and in, and then he goes breaking ball away, and then wasted one in the dirt, and then a high fastball that he didn't chase, and then comes back with that little sinker again, and Trout missed it by 2 feet. And I'm like, man, this is kind of crazy. So I think it's cool because it was pitching at its best. And I obviously liked watching it. And I think that's just, maybe what Florida needs to do. Just find some dudes that can move it around and sink it and dink it and dive it. And it's like from dodgeball, dodge, duck, dick, dive, dodge.
Look, I get velo. I get it. But there's also pitching.
Sure.
Right? And look, it's hard now. I mean, if you threw 91, 92, I think you'd have a tough time. That's the way the game has evolved. But to your point, I mean, the other day, the kid, Mizorowski, right, 104 miles an hour. That's ridiculous.
I mean, 50 pitches over 100 in the game.
I mean, that's mind-boggling, right? But I think you're going to see more of that. That's where the game is heading. And while we're on the subject, Jeff, for those who are listening, you had a chance to go see the Padres at Petco. How was that?
Really cool. Never been there before, so it was fun. And Brady Singer was in town with the Reds, so I had to say hi to him real quick. But it reminded me a little bit of Atlanta, just with the stuff they have going on around it, and there was a cool little area. But the area in center field that you get into the ballpark, you can watch it on the big screen and drink out there and have a good time. And there's a beach area right behind the outfield where you see on TV a lot. But yeah, the sight lines were great. Ballpark was awesome, right in the middle of downtown. So you kind of park and you just have all these places to walk around to. So it's different because like when you go to the Giants Stadium, like where the World Cup final is going to be, it's old school because it's just a stadium with a parking lot. Where now all these newer stadiums that are doing the right thing about putting it into the heart of a city or somewhere where there's a lot of stuff to walk around to and enjoy and just have that environment, I thought that was really neat. Dodger Stadium's not like that. It's standalone. You're up on the hill. And so it was a much better, even though Dodger Stadium's Dodger Stadium, I had a much better time at Petco.
Just because of what was surrounding it.
Yeah, correct. Just because of the activities and the things to be able to do. And I thought the ballpark's a lot nicer too.
Let's do MLB review, brought to you by International Gold and Diamond Exchange. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade or repair luxury timepieces, the process begins with an honest evaluation and clear offer. International Gold and Diamond luxury is done easy. The thing that has surprised me a little bit, Jeff, this year is, we're getting close to the halfway point now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's great for fan bases to see, like, the White Sox are decent.
Yeah, they're leading the division.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's not a great division, but that said, they've been so bad for so long. The Guardians are hanging. There's some teams that have – the Pirates are decent.
Yeah.
I think that's great for their fan bases. I mean, it's bad for mine because my Mets stink, but I think it's also great for baseball that some of those franchises are somewhat relevant now.
Yeah, and I'm anxious to see if the Brewers can actually pull it off, because consistently now these last several years have been really, really good, and with the starting pitching, they're going to be great. But yeah, it's fun. I think you're starting to see now a lot of these teams that have been bad for a really long time, but it's going to even out, right? Like the Pirates probably aren't going to be able to sustain it just because of the lineup. They'll be able to pitch, but you get to a point where you can't do it. So we'll see. But the Rays are still right there.
Yep.
And again, and I got to see. So that was the cool part about this trip. But I see 2 games in California. I fly back in to Tampa, and I go to the Rays game Wednesday. So I get to see 3 games in like 6 days, and it was weird because both of those stadiums were full, and then you get to the Rays playing Boston, and it's like there's 10,000 people there. And I'm like, guys, what's going on? Like, this is a first-place team.
Right.
And, as many people that want to moan and groan about you can't count California because the weather was perfect. It's 72 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. It's like perfect. Even like it gets into the 60s at night, and you're still fine and short. Like, it's just amazing weather. But it was hot as crap that day in Tampa on Wednesday. Like, you're sweating, and then you get in there and it's air conditioning. So it's like you're not sweating to death. It's not going to rain. Like, come to the ballpark and watch a good team play. And I still don't get why people won't do that in Tampa.
I have talked to some people who live there, and they give me the excuse, if you're in Tampa, going over the bridge.
Sure.
And I get it. I mean, traffic, okay. But what do you want to go see if you're a fan? You want to go see a good team. Well, the Rays are good, right? Do they have superstars? No. Do they have Ohtani? No. But they've got some good players there, and they're in first place. They're better than the Yankees are right now with all of their payroll. Shouldn't that be enough? Like, I get it. If you're bad and you got to go across the bridge, okay, I'm not going to. But you're going to see a first-place team. I don't understand that.
And the fact that, too, like, as we always heard the excuse, well, if the Yankees or the Red Sox are in town, then it would be different. But, well, it was the Red Sox in town. And I know they're struggling a little bit. They're in last place and things like that. But, yeah, I don't know. I wish the support for the Rays was better. I know they're going to get a new stadium, and maybe that'll change when they do move back to the Tampa side of the bridge, and it's a little bit easier. But yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, you got the All-Star game in a month? Almost exactly a month.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
And I hope I'm around to see when that ballpark opens, because I do want to see if people will come. Because if they don't, get the hell out of there.
You have no reason to complain anymore.
No, get that franchise and put it someplace else, because you can't use the excuse of going over the bridge anymore. You can't use the excuse if it's a bad ballpark. And I'm with you. I mean, if you started naming the iconic stadiums, Tampa's wouldn't be in there. But like you said, it's air conditioned. You're not sweating like you would in an outdoor stadium here. You have a good team. I don't know what the issue is.
And to me, the fascinating part was, we're like 15 rows behind the plate at Dodger Stadium. You couldn't hear the ball hit the glove at all, because there's so much people and cheering and excitement. We're a little further away in San Diego, like kind of up behind the dugout on the third base side. So you couldn't do that either. But then we were just past the first base dugout in Tampa, and I could literally hear the pop of the mitt every single pitch. And I'm just like, wow, we're like even further away, but because it's so quiet and there's no energy, like it's just – so I feel bad for the Rays. But then they started playing well, and the kids did the little tarps off thing. They took off their shirts and started waving it. They did it in San Diego too. So 2 of the 3 games I got to see
That's cool.
The tarps off. That's the trend.
Cool. Time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Miapa Latin Cafe, proud to sponsor all Gator athletics. And don't forget, at all Gator baseball home games, when the Gators win, you get a free cup of Cuban coffee from any Miapa location. and they support all Gator athletics. We appreciate Miapa Latin Cafe. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and then we'll wrap up On Deck for today and for the season. We still want to hear from you. If you have anything you want to contribute, we'll take it from you here on WRUF.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
Nope, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
It's never fun being injured, and with summer on the way, the last thing you want is lingering pain holding you back. Good news, you don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City, being pain-free is a short drive away, and they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable. And when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
Looking for a roof you can trust to weather any storm? Atlantic Roofing has been covering North Central Florida for over 20 years. We're a third-generation, locally owned roofing company. From Alachua to Marion, Bradford, Levy, Gilchrist, Columbia, and beyond, we've got your home, your business, and your back. Visit AtlanticRoofing.com or call today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing, where quality rises above.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Our wet weather pattern is going to continue through at least Wednesday of this week as tropical moisture streams in out of the west. Now, because of all the cloud cover and rainfall around, high temperatures will be held down into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees through Wednesday, but it will be awfully humid at times. The rain is, of course, welcome news as we still do need it to help fight off the drought situation. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Andrew Wolfak.
You're listening to On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardozo, right here on WRUF.
International Diamond Center, the only official jeweler of the Florida Gators. Shop exclusive, officially Light Skater jewelry from rings and bracelets, watches, and Hall of Fame pieces. They even features Jenny Gems. Coach Jenny Rowland can visit International Diamond Center in Celebration Point. Check them out online and show your Gator pride in style.
Welcome back to our final segment of the On Deck show. Let's get to a phone call here from Titan MRI and Imaging. Ed, hello.
Hey, guys. You talk a lot of NIL when the subject is football, but if it finally comes to pass, there's some sort of cap or whatever, do you see it happening in baseball and basketball and at least the major sports? Because I just don't like to see it in any sport where people can, quote unquote, buy a championship, although LSU wasn't really successful at that last year. But what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change. I mean, it's the same. It just depends how much you want to invest in each sport, obviously, or how much a donor wants to invest in each sport. I mean, we saw it in softball with Texas Tech. I mean, you've got a billionaire whose wife played softball at Texas Tech, and she says, "Honey, like instead of buying me a Mercedes or a Range Rover, like make my softball team good." So of course you got to listen to her. And no other program in the country has that luxury. So it's just going to be the same. I mean, you just have to find enough guys, Ed, to be able to say, hey, we want to dedicate this towards baseball, when obviously football rules the roost and you don't get as much, I guess, glory if a baseball team wins. But I think you have to find the right type of people that are going to do it. And there's no cap to it. I don't like it either. I'm with you. I wish everything was even. And I'm sure guys like Kevin O'Sullivan wish everything was even, because he could probably outcoach a whole bunch of people, but when he can't pay some people as much as other guys, then they're just going to have better players.
So, it sounds like we're just stuck with it. Switching to the pros, it looks like Cags is maybe starting to figure it out a little bit. How is he doing compared to the guy Condon from Georgia as far as being in the big leagues and pro career so far?
It's interesting you say that. Charlie Condon has actually struck out more times in the minor leagues than he has base hits. I mean, think about that. Yeah. He's been really bad, can't hit. I thought that was kind of the case at Georgia. Remember, he just had the one big year, and everybody just got enamored with him. But there was just a history there of him not being that good. So yeah, Cags is doing way better. Actually, that entire draft class of 24 is really good. I mean, that's like J.J. Weatherholt, Bazana, Kurtz, like all those guys. I mean, it's just it's a stacked class. Connor Griffin, the guy that just came up with the Pirates. So yeah, it's a lot of young players doing some really good things right now, Ed.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't think Troy's going to win much more, if any more. But I mean, they've sent 2 SEC teams home, and they've got to be. Once their season is over, they've just got to be super ecstatic about how this year went for them, don't you think?
100%.
No question. Yeah. All right, Ed. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Catch you later.
Yep. Game of the week brought to you by Quality Plumbing. Let's do the next game coming up here in the College World Series. That's the company Gainesville's trusted for over 40 years. Quality Plumbing, their name says it all. Elimination Day today early on here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. You would assume Texas, with who they have on the mound, should win the game, and then they've still got their All-American stud freshman closer that in that ballpark, like if Texas has a lead after 6 innings, game's over. And you could quote me on that, you bettors. If let's seal the deal that Texas is going to win if they have a lead after 5 or 6.
YouTube question from Greg, courtesy of Silverback Concrete. You stand on it, we stand by it. He said the dome in the Tampa Bay area is so out of the way for most residents. The traffic alone's a deal breaker. I did get to see GNR in concert in that building way back in the early 90s.
Ooh, that would have been cool.
Okay. Best and worst of the week brought to you by Ruzogra State Farm Insurance. State Farm agent Ruzogra is your go-to agent in Gainesville and North Central Florida for the service you deserve at the price you want. Best and worst.
Yeah, I mean, the best is seeing West Virginia in Omaha now, and just a new team and the amount of support they have. And, Pat McAfee's bringing his show out there. Obviously, it's a West Virginia guy, but I think any attention brought more towards college baseball is a good thing, and a lot of people like that. McAfee and what he does, and he bought a whole bunch of Jello shots, and West Virginia's leading and doing all those types of things. So yeah, I think it's fun for the game to have a different team in there. Although I would like it would have been Florida, and I maybe the worst is I guess it's just the way it has to be. Is you had 4 SEC teams on one side of the bracket, so it's just like it's mini Hoover at the SEC term all over again. But now you only have the chance to kind of get that. One of those 4 are going to make it on the other side.
And let's do a portal review brought to you by Atlantic Roofing. Personal and commercial roofing expects quality, durability, excellence, and integrity. With over 50 years of experience, Atlantic Roofing brings trusted expertise to the project.
Well, I mean, obviously we know the Gators have just gotten one guy so far, a catcher that we talked about last week. I mean, I think the biggest portal impact right now is LSU. And what they've done, of course, getting Cade. They just got an outfielder from Tulane the other day. He was really good over the last couple of years. And they know that they have to change everything there, and they're assessing stuff, doing a really good job. I mean, Ole Miss has hit the portal hard already. Arkansas got a transfer from Tennessee, a guy that was part of their staff, so obviously they paid him a little bit more. I think you're starting to see more teams from bigger schools just transfer, but then, some of the small stuff, we'll see if it works. Like Kentucky got a guy from Rider, another guy from Tennessee Tech to come to the program. Missouri gets a guy from New Mexico State. Is that going to translate now into the the league? Missouri also got a guy from Florida Gulf Coast, their third baseman, who was a really good player this year, playing with the guy that's coming to Florida. So we'll see. It's going to continue. I think it's, even for the teams in Omaha right now, it's a little bit hard. But there's only one team in the entire SEC that hasn't had a player go into the portal yet, and that's Alabama. So you wonder if that culture's pretty good there, or they're just waiting.
I would probably
till the
say
World
they're
Series
waiting.
is over.
Yeah. By the way, this has never happened since anniversary day today, Jeff.
Okay.
In 1938, Johnny Vandermeer of the Reds throws his second of back-to-back no-hitters. I'm not sure
it'll never happen.
That'll ever happen again.
No, there's no way.
But he's certainly there. And don't forget, when we're done today, speaking of Alabama and Texas, loser goes home. All right, we got a lot, our last couple of minutes here. First of all, I want to thank people like Macy, all our producers this year who have been with us, all of our sponsors here for On Deck, Freddie Wiebe, for allowing us to do the show. My buddy and partner, Jeff, always enjoy working with him. And all of you who are passionate about Gator baseball, college softball, MLB. It's always a lot of fun doing the On Deck show here. And, Jeff, it's every year we kind of go through this thing about what's going to happen next year. And I was thinking about this watching the College World Series. If somebody said to you today, because somebody asked me this the other day, did Florida baseball have a good year? How would you answer that? I said yes, but
if good, I don't know. It's hard. I think when you're now Florida and the amount of times that Sully has made the College World Series, I almost feel like Super Regional
is the standard. Okay.
So I guess in that case, then losing 2 at home in a regional, it makes it a not so good year. Now you look at the regular season, you go 18-12, and did the things you did. I think you have to have an appreciation for that. But I think it just depends wherever you go with that thought and that level. And I think you would probably talk to a lot of the players and the coaching staff that would say, no, this is a disappointing year because of what happened. But again, if you're just talking about a year in general, you're a top 8 national seed. You were pretty darn good.
Yes.
But I think we're judged so much, like we were talking about with Oklahoma. Like they looked dead and not going to do anything, and now Oklahoma's had a better year than Florida, technically, because they're still playing in Omaha.
See, I said it was a good year, but when you do enough over the course of the regular year to be a top 8 national seed, that's an accomplishment. It is. But more and more now in athletics, you're judged by the postseason. But what first of all, do you get there? And second of all, when you do get there, what do you do? And Florida obviously didn't do well in the postseason.
Yeah, I think each team's different, right? Like if we sit here in a couple of months, we're talking about Florida football, and they go 9-3. Is that a good year? I mean, heck yeah, it's a good year.
Yes.
But then if you're Alabama and you went 9-3, like and you don't make the playoff, is that a good year? No.
Fire the coach.
Right. So I think that's where you have to look at it. And I think from the standpoint of it's good and bad for what Kevin O'Sullivan has done to this program, and now making 18 straight regionals, which is the longest streak in the country. that's obviously the standard. If you don't make a regional, it was awful year. Like, that's misery now around here. But I think you have to up that a little bit more, knowing the history of this program, to say, you know, hey, if you're not a part of that last 16 teams with a chance to get to Omaha, then, you know, to me, it was a little disappointment.
You think Georgia wins?
I do.
You know, I didn't. I kind of had the field against them, but just watching them, Jeff, you know, sometimes you look at a team and it's their year. Mm-hmm. It's their year. I'm beginning to think that.
Because we saw it in the comeback in Hoover.
Yeah.
And then they were down a lot in a regional game and came back and won it. So there's something about that team right now, and I hate it because, you know, Phelps is doing his hot dog crap at third and everything else is going on. But I guess maybe the one saving grace that nobody else listening could care about, other than, you know, probably the two of us, is like, I really like Jeff Dantzler and the radio crew. It's like, so you're hoping they win, because for him to get to experience that, and, you know, they haven't been to Omaha in forever, so they don't get the opportunity like we've gotten the opportunity to do it a whole bunch of times. So, I mean, I think and it was sad. You know, you started the show, Steve, by saying, you know, not being there kind of sucks. There was a picture of the 5 radio crews from the SEC all together in the press box out there. I was like, dang it, we should be in that picture.
Yeah,
so that was the hard part.
Yeah, I hate to end on that, but and again, thanks to all of you for tuning in. Thanks to Macy again, all of our sponsors for sponsoring the show here. We appreciate you being part of it. It's been a long year, but you know what? Before you know it, it'll be February, and we'll be talking Gator baseball and Gator softball again. Don't forget, College World Series coming up next. Stay with us as you listen on WRUF. So long, everybody.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yes,